Welcome back to the Sports Fury. I'm Josh.
And I'm Shawn.
And we are talking Manu Ginobili.
Manu.
He may have just played his last game against the Warriors when they got eliminated. At the end of the game, he goes up to Pop. They have a hug, and he gets a standing ovation. Everyone's chanting Manu. Twitter's blowing up saying, Manu just played his last game. Thank you, Manu, for everything. And I was just like, I got in a little bit of denial there because I'm a huge Manu Ginobili fan. Now, I want to say this, guys. You see my Chicago Bulls up here. You see all my Chicago teams. But, I'm from Texas. I was born and raised in Texas, okay? My parents are from Chicago, and that's why I love my Chicago teams. Through my dad. That's how he raised me. But I also had love for my hometown of San Antonio growing up. I was always behind the San Antonio Spurs. I love the Spurs. I'd go to Spurs games. And that's back in the 90s, early 90s when they sucked, okay? And the Chicago Bulls, they were great. So I loved them both the same. Even though they were completely opposites of each other, I loved them both the same. Because San Antonio was my home, and I loved my home. I loved San Antonio. And so and David Robinson, he was my favorite players of all time. That dude was great. And even though Tim Duncan is the greatest player that we've ever had, one of the greatest players ever in the NBA, I don't think anybody will be more beloved than David Robinson because of what he meant for the city for so long. So because of those reasons, I always love the Spurs, and I'll watch the Spurs and I'll root for the Spurs and stuff like that. And I love them almost as much as I love the Chicago Bulls. And when Manu Ginobili came into the league, he came into the league in 1989 in the second round, and he was a 57th pick. And right from the get-go, this guy had tremendous heart. I mean, this guy had the same passion and heart and that fire that you saw in LeBron James or Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, those guys who were like top dogs, top superstars. The kind of mentality you have to be that kind of player. Although some people would probably disagree with LeBron James there as opposed to Kobe Jordan. But Manu had that fire, right? And I loved him from the get-go. Him and eventually Tony Parker. I bought this jersey about 2002, 2003. I bought this Manu Ginobili jersey, and he has been one of my favorite players in the entire NBA. And this sucks, man. It sucks, and you know what? It's time for him to retire. Dude's 38. He's 39. He's going to be 40 in July. It's that time, man. We saw the end of the era of Duncan. Now it's time for Ginobili.
I know all the Spurs fans out there are probably, real sad to see him go. Even as a Mavs fan, I'm a Mavs fan, obviously.
How could you hate Ginobili? Nobody hates Ginobili.
I hated how he always showed up. He'd always make those clutch shots. And it was crazy.
God, such passion.
He was a great player. He was very passionate. And I remember when I started getting a lot more into basketball as I was growing up, and a lot of these players like Kobe, Dwayne Wade, they hated Manu because he was always in their grill. They would always shove him. You remember those times?
Yeah.
Kobe was technicals because he shoved him. Manu was that pesky guy, and I think he learned that from Bruce Bowen a little bit, which I fucking hate as a Mavs fan. But he learned that a little bit from Bowen to get in their grills, irritate him, agitate him. But Manu was a great player. He was never dirty. He was just flying around. He was a little reckless with his body. Talking about that, he could have taken more care of his body.
Yeah.
And that's why I think he should retire. And I think he's going to. Obviously,
absolutely.
Like said, hug with Popovich, starting him.
Pop wouldn't have done that if that wasn't going to be the case.
I think it's pretty much a done deal. Obviously, we're just going to wait on Manu.
Yeah, the official. Yeah, and
but it's sad to see such a great player, such a passionate player go when you can see he still wants to play.
I want to talk about some of the memories of Manu Ginobili and what we love about him. You were going on there, what you enjoyed about Manu Ginobili. I also want to add on to that he loved his country, Argentina. That's his home country, and during the off seasons, he would go play for Argentina. And he would play a lot of international ball for his home country. So he was always playing basketball. That dude has a lot of miles.
Yes,
a lot of miles on the legs.
And we all know the Spurs hated that. Pop was like, just sit out one year.
And that's one of the things that's another one of the things I'm gonna miss about, or one of the things I enjoyed about Manu Ginobili. His relationship with Greg Popovich. I think Greg Popovich said something along the lines of every single time Manu gets the ball, like he loses hair or something like that. Like you just never know what Manu's gonna do. He just makes magic happen. He just always does. And sometimes, that he would, make those crazy passes that, end up getting stolen. And you're just like, oh my god. But every time he would make it work, you're just like, oh damn, that was one of the best things I've ever seen. But I'm gonna miss the relationship that he had with Pop. Pop screaming at Manu and then fucking loving what Manu just did. Like even when he would do something great, he just like, God damn it, that was great. Don't do it again. Just like because you can't control Manu.
Yeah.
You just gotta let him do what he does. And and then I'm also going to remember all the battles that he had with the great shooting guards of the league. Like Kobe Bryant especially. I mean they had some great battles and. He was always right there on top of Kobe, and I'm going to miss those. And, of course, I'm going to miss that time. He's just... Do you remember that time where he killed a fucking bat with his fucking bare hands? There was a bat flying in the stadium, right? And it was just flying around, and Manu he's eyeing it, right? And it's coming towards him, and he just goes... Whack! He swats at it and fucking and takes it down. And Manu Ginobili took down a fucking bat with his bare fucking hand. That's Manu. Manu's fucking awesome.
That's a piece right there. I gotta go watch that. I'll find that on YouTube.
Yeah, it was awesome. Manu did a lot of great things, and he left us with one last great highlight. That block that he had on Harden at the end of that game when Harden was trying to make that clutch three.
Oh, yeah.
That block. That was one last great highlight from Manu Ginobili for the career. But so Manu Ginobili is going to be fucking greatly missed. I'm going to miss this guy. One of my favorite players, Manu Ginobili. I want to meet him so much and get this signed. Oh, man. He is on my bucket list of all-time players I want to meet. Great guy. Now we're going to go into, now that his career is over, seemingly, do you think Manu Ginobili is a Hall of Famer? Now, I'm going to go over some of his stats, okay? Now, remember, he was, he went in the second round, 57th pick in the 1999 draft. He's a 4-time NBA champion, 2-time All-Star. He won the Six-Man Award in 2008. I think he should have won more than that, but... and then he's also one of 9 players with 2,500-plus points, 800-plus rebounds, 700-plus assists, and 250 steals at least in NBA playoff history. His career stats, he's got 13.6 points per game, 3.9 assists per game, and 3.6 rebounds per game. Do you think Manu Ginobili is a Hall of Famer?
Man, that's a tough one.
Remember, for most of his career, he's coming off the bench. Does that qualify him? Does that make him a Hall of Famer?
That's what hurts him a little bit. I don't know if he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I think he's a Hall.
Yes, exactly. I completely agree. Manu Ginobili is a Hall of Famer. He's not a first ballot. As much as I love him, as much as he's one of my favorite players of all time to have ever watched, he is not a first ballot. First ballots to me are superstars. These are guys that were have all-time great stats who maybe they didn't win a championship, but they were just, top 5 or top 10 of their position of all time, right? Yeah. Guys like LeBron, he's going to be a first ballot. Durant's going to be a first ballot. Wade's going to be a first ballot. These guys are going to be first ballot. Kobe, whatever. But guys like Manu, not a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he'll get in. Manu's going to get in, and he absolutely deserves to be.
You definitely got to put him up there with some of the best international players that have played our game. Of all time. I know Dirk is probably right up there at the top, but Manu's right there, man. He's been Manu's for so many years.
Manu would be top 5. Dirk would be number 1 all time at Europe foreign players, but Manu I would put in top 5.
Yeah, he's got to be top 5, top 10, whatever. He's up there. And so that's right there should automatically get him in the Hall of Fame eventually.
Yeah, especially when you're appealing to, international basketball, which NBA is always trying to do. So that'd be great for the NBA, great for Manu, deservingly so. to one day get into the Hall of Fame. But man, Manu Ginobili.
Yeah, hats off to him. Even as like I said, as a Mavs fan, I hate to see him go, but I do love to see him go because he's made some great plays and he's ruined a lot of seasons for us.
An end of an era, man.
Hats off to him, though.
Duncan gone. Ginobili's going to be gone. Parker probably might be gone at the end of this year too.
He should.
He might announce his retirement soon too. But yeah, guys, Ginobili.
Yeah,
one of the most fun players to ever play the NBA. I love him. Manu, thank you for everything you put out in the NBA court. Your heart, your soul, your passion. We're gonna miss you, Ginobili.
And hey guys, if all y'all watching our videos, tell us the greatest memories you remember of his game. Maybe things you loved about him, maybe things you hated about him. But at the end of the day, hats off to him. He had a great career. I know you are a little sad, but also, you're happy for him because we both know it's about that time. He does need to retire before he has a major injury. This guy's getting old. So, but yeah, let us know down below what y'all think about this. And man,
like the video. Yeah. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share it. Follow us on Twitter. Damn. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Yeah, later.
Ginobili! I'm gonna miss that from Charles Barkley.